All right, I'm back again in the IGDN game room at Gen Con 2024, and this time I am going to game jam with Megan Jaffe.
That's me.
That's you, Megan. You are creator of Holomatics. You've done the whole Rememorex system from Nerdy City.
RPG Nasty, Command Droids.
A long list. Mini games. And they all have a certain theme to them. It may show up. I don't know. You got a brand? Are we gonna? No, well, we can't talk about the game yet. You have to start the timer. Then we can talk about the game.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and boop.
All right. So, do you want to stay on brand for this game, or do you want to depart?
I would like to depart from the brand because the company has a brand.
Right. So we've got our elements around. We've got the con books and dice and cards. If we've got this little product sample that might find inspiration in. So what kind of, are you a theme first or mechanics first sort of person?
I tend to be theme first.
Okay.
Although, like doing that game jam with Unpub at Origins has really kind of gotten me into thinking about some of the mechanics first, especially with doing stuff like domino mechanics and tarot card mechanics and that sort of thing. So I've really been thinking about that, mostly because I've been noodling around with this game idea for a number of years now. I was telling you about this Tom Waits themed game idea.
Okay, you did mention this. I remember this.
And
so is that you want to start to do something with that?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to start to do something with that.
That pull strip pulled off and didn't rip the plastic here.
Oh no, I have.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay. Anyway.
So that's the theme. So what is that theme then?
So what that theme means is that there are these super strong themes of like travel and of outsiders and of just the weirdness of middle and lower class America, I would say, but also like portal place, and like I have a name for it in my head, which is Shore Leave, and so I've been kind of trying to retrofit it from that idea of a person who is traveling to a place and telling the story of that travel and the people they meet along the way.
These aren't exactly fit to theme of what you're talking about, but I think maybe some of these have sort of a Americana kind of feel. Like,
yes, Americana
look at
is definitely
these kind of things. So like, is there like a way that like you can use these images on this product sample as sort of like
I do love these product sample.
They've got the cardboard weights and stuff here, but I think
I do. I love little tokens.
Right. So I think as you were describing it, I'm like, okay, so a PDF. So like, is there a weird PDF that you found on the internet? Is this a shady character that you met on the road? Is this like some sort of passport thing that you saw in a diner that was like a take one?
Oh man!
Is it like because we can kind of push this mechanic in that direction, or like
you caught me with diner napkins, and now I'm like, okay, but what if?
Okay.
So the original game idea is like all kind of the encompassing Americana, but like, what if diner game, where it's all about diner napkins?
Oh, like the placemat things where you connect the dots and that kind of stuff.
Oh my God!
Is that what you mean by diner napkins?
That wasn't even but like the messages that you leave on diner napkins and that sort of thing. But actually, I love the idea of the bouncing from that, taking the diner placemat that has like all the different places around and treating that as like
it's either they're at a high level. That's
exactly.
Cool idea. That's a cool idea.
Oh man.
Right. Okay. So we gotta create a diner map, and they're like small town pride, usually kind of kitschy, like bad puns, like you might have like a little maze on them that that kind of a thing.
It's true.
So does that form that?
I kind of love that. Like there's a mini game on the other side that like there's because again with how sort of diner placemats are, you've got the different businesses around, and then sort of the stuff in the middle. But on the other side, there's like the kids.
Right, exactly. That's what I was meaning.
Like, or maybe even that there's two of them. There's like the front and the side, and they affect each other.
Oh,
and there's the
okay.
front and the back, and they affect each other somehow because that's got sort of your snake and ladder like things. How does this work then? I feel like maybe you roll to move around it.
Okay, so it's like you're like almost like that's the town. You could make a game that had the town.
Yes, so yeah, this basically represents the town because that's what the diner like placemat is. It's got all that stuff, those elements of the town. I'm going to keep these out.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be.
Well, so what I'm going to propose is that we do sort of like use these cards as sort of like inspiration. So
that's great.
I'm recreating the board that you just drew with our cards here.
Yeah,
so
I love
like,
that.
This is, what are these businesses in this town that we've come to? We don't know. We're going to figure that out. Are we going to move between them? Like, is it like a roll and move sort of situation?
I feel like there's something there, like a weird sort of monopoly, but not.
Yeah. Okay.
But what happens with landing on the places? That's where I haven't quite figured.
Well,
yet.
right. Well, that's the process that we're going to figure out.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we want to do some sort of random movement, we got the dice, or we can just do like sort of staged movement or something like that.
Let's
you've
say
got the tokens.
Yeah. So let's say we've got an auto. We'll start at.
I think that's the post office because it's got a flag on it.
Perfect. We'll start at the post office. That seems to be like your small town place to start.
Exactly.
I feel like a roll. I think dice are necessary for this. I want to roll.
Okay. So we got.
Yes, good old six-sider.
We got old six-siders. We got the whole set in there, but start with some six-siders.
All right. It's a small map, so let's try rolling one for now.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
That's CYMK, so that's maybe an art studio.
Sure.
Or like a photography.
Okay, sure. So that's cool.
So
you went to the photography studio. What do you? So if we're trying to do like small, are we going to play scenes when we move to the new location, or
I was thinking
are we going
you tell a story
discover
about
a mystery, or
Whoa.
like what is the? We've got a sort of movement thing going here, but why did you move from the post office to the photography studio? Like what to what end?
It may also be sort of a town building game. So you've got these base things, like you've got your post office, you've got your artist thing. But in order to do that movement, you then have to describe like who is at the post office and who is at the art studio, and then people like build on that. So if you land on that next thing, so why don't you try rolling and see where you get to?
If we have a meeple, so I think this person would be a very unusual person to meet in a small town. But we do also have a dog here, so maybe
this dog is great.
Maybe there's something there with like, again, these are the elements we have, but like there's a pool of characters that we're going to put on the board.
Ooh, okay.
So like as for now, we've only got those two, but like if we were to develop the full game, you might have a suite of characters, and then perhaps you would have like. Maybe they come into play. So, like, do you want to put one of these characters at the photography studio?
Let's start with that. We'll put this doggo friend at the art studio.
So you met the dog at the photography studio. What was that like?
It was an older dog who's being brought in for a portrait. It was super sweet. It was sort of towards end of life, and he was wearing a little pink sweater.
So cute.
And that was that dog that I met at the art studio.
At the art studio, right? All right. So I got a 2. So I'm going down here. This looks like.
I like the idea that you don't have to go around.
Yeah, I'm going to go the other way
direction.
around town. So I've got this little menu. I'm going to interpret it as a menu for like these little not bonbons. What am I thinking? These little steamed buns, right?
Little bao buns.
So I have this mysterious
figure here.
This mysterious figure. I think this is. I'm getting kind of like. like clay, like a bronze figurine, like samurai armor from this thing.
Yep.
So I think in poor small town taste, there's like a person who's employed to stand in like the bronze dumpling cosplay uniform out front of the like little dumpling shop.
That sounds about right.
And so
sounds about right.
It sounds about right. And so like I think it's like a it's so like I talked to the person. I'm like, you know, like greetings, Mr. Bronze Samurai, selling the. How are the steamed buns today?
Yes, what are the buns like today?
And I think not breaking character, the person just sort of like dramatically points into the restaurant, like they're not supposed to speak. And so like I try again to engage them in conversation, and again they just like more severely like dramatically indicate, please enter the restaurant. That is why
it's
I'm
such a
here.
mystery now. Like, are they like one of the British soldiers that isn't supposed to speak or anything? Is there like something deeper behind there? Who is this person behind the costume?
Okay, so we're playing a little game. So like I think maybe we should check the time, make sure it going to beep when it gets to the
end? It will do a thing, and we've got 4 minutes and 11 seconds.
Okay, so I think we could continue to do this and have a little bit of fun, but like, is there an end state that we're trying to create now to the game, or like, would we just explore the town until we felt like we explored it?
I do think there should be an end thing. I feel like if you have like sort of marked off all of the town, the places in the town, that is a win condition. Maybe there's things you turn over.
Ooh, especially if you did it this way instead of
I like
the
that, so that
map.
it can be different every time. So when you land on something, maybe even rather than the tokens, you turn things over to learn stuff about the
like
about
almost
the
like
town.
There's prompts that then you would have there. So the other idea that because you were drawing out the two-sided menu over here, I really like the idea
maze on the back.
That there's like some sort of if we were doing this as a menu instead of these cards that we've done, you could do something where the first half of the game was played in the town and you were meeting these things and setting up these plot points, and then you turned the map over, and then like the locations where you had done stuff would then show through on the other side because you'd written on the front side of the map, of the placemat, and you could see where they were, but you wouldn't know what you were setting up for the second half of the game until you flipped it over.
Until you flip it over and like see what's there.
There would be some sort of like second set of prompts that would be on the other side of the map, but that's beyond the scope of like this playtest
like,
or whatever. But
that could be kind of cool, and also keep it just like thinking in a more practical way. Like have it be just this printable PDF that is you use like a Sharpie or something, that like it comes over. And the cards are the thing that are printed that you can deal out for things that are flipping over on the map. Yeah. But that the map itself is like a character sheet. It's a new thing every time.
And I think I would want this sort of like, if we were to do we could do another round, and like where you go and establish another couple locations in town. But I think the NPCs that we've met would also have like either a chance to move or would definitely move if you left the location. So if you're building the network of the town, like I proposed this caricature of a Chinese bronze, and then if you met that character later, like you already know what I described them as, and then like you could deepen the mystery that way or whatever, And the friend doggo the same way. So with our last few minutes, do we want to like do another round and sort of begin to establish?
Let's try it. Let's try doing one more roll. Roll one.
Right. So you can go to the PDF or the what is that?
Go back to the silk screen.
Oh, a silk screen place. Great.
Yeah.
What kind of t-shirts?
I moved the dog, not the t-shirts.
Not the t-shirts.
So they're best known for they do all of the school t-shirts in town.
Ah, yeah.
They do all like the gym shirts and everything for the schools. And
Mrs. West's 4th grade.
Yes, exactly. I love that. And they're a fixture in the town. Like the woman who does this literally knows everybody.
Because everybody comes in for their t-shirts.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's got to come in for the t-shirts. So it's always like, who's new? Like, oh, there's a reunion happening. So
exactly,
like, who all's making it from out of town to the reunion?
Weddings
yes,
and stuff
exactly,
like that. Family
all of that.
reunions. Yeah, of course. Okay, lovely. And do I think it's do you want to do like a random, like a even odds thing? Do you meet one of the other characters? Does one of the other characters move?
Ooh, yeah.
So even odds?
Even odds. Odd.
All right, so even. So none of the characters move.
All right.
So I'm going to roll a 6. I'm going to continue down the street full of tasty steamed buns. 3,
So many buns.
4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
You're on a different CYMK.
So I'm on a different CYMK. So what I think this one is, I think this is the like general print shop where like you get your your copy paper and stuff like that. So
there we go.
All right.
That's us.
And I got a 5, so I do meet the dog has continued and met there. Okay. So all right. So we did a game, a beginning of a game in 15 minutes. So my breakdown that I like to do is like, what here is good that we should iterate on if we were to develop this further?
I love the idea of the game board as character sheet, like that itself is a disposable thing, and having the cards as an aspect and to sort of add the information to it from there, but that the board itself is sort of movable and disposable. I love that idea.
Yeah.
And I also just like the thematic thing. Like the diner
paper.
Paper is so great.
They just sweep all that into the
exactly. It's ephemeral. I love I love the ephemeral nature of it.
Cool. So that was the thing. What would you want to? What about the? Did I ask about? I'm messing up here. The design. So as a designer of a game, like what kind of excited you about what we did here? What would you want to iterate on? What would you want to iterate on next? Like you talked. I had the first one. So what's the next?
I would want to.
From where the game, as far as we got, what's next? What do we do next?
I would want to, like, twofold thing, like, kind of develop some more kind of card clues thing, because that is something that really appeals to me. And the nice thing is that the placemat itself, that's an easy layout. So that's just kind of a solid place to start from, to like go into the cards and see what that brings you. And also start working with the back and forth idea, because I do think there's really something there to be had.
And if you had more players, you would run into each other faster and stuff like that. Yeah. All right, so last question.
Yes.
Should we develop it more, or is this like a fun thing? Like we've got too many other things to do.
I think we should. I think it's super fun. Maybe not right now though.
Maybe not right now.
Yes.
All right. So if we do work on it together, you'll probably hear about it on one of our channels. So you know this is the Wedding Games channel. That's where you're watching this video. Where can people find you to know about what you have worked on?
Find me at Nerdy City and on pretty much all platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky, and all of our products are available on DriveThruRPG. We have a whole 80s nostalgia line, and we are just finishing up the Kickstarter for our latest project.
Holomatics.
A New Wave Order. But yeah, you can find us there.
Great. And thank you so much for game chatting with me, Megan. And
amazing. So glad we got to do this.
Thank you for watching the video.
Sweet.